Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Middle of the week. Another cold day here in San Diego. Well, cold for us. I know it's not cold for people like in the East Coast or other states where it gets really, really cold. And they laugh when we say, yeah, it's in the 40s here and it's cold. So, but it is cold for us. It is cold for people from this part of the country. And, anyways, this is In the Raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. And what I want to do is share with you the reading I had for today's devotional this morning. Every morning I read a portion of the Bible and as part of my devotional. And this one, the one for today, is found in 1 John 3:11 through 24. Excuse me. And I'm going to read it out of the version called The Message, which is one of my favorites. I like to read, especially a passage like this one. And it says, "For this is the original message we heard, we should love each other. We must not be like Cain, who joined the evil one and then killed his brother. And why did he kill him? Because he was deep in the practice of evil, while the acts of his brother were righteous. So don't be surprised, friends, when the world hates you. This has been going on a long time." I'm going to pause here. I'll be making my comments throughout the reading. So here, first of all, John, the apostle, is the one who writes this. John referred to himself in the book of John. He refers to himself as the one loved by Jesus, right? And so he is one of the closest apostles to Jesus, and so he's talking about loving each other. And he says, "Don't be like Cain, who didn't love; he hated, and so he did something evil, right?" And so if you're like him, or if you do things, maybe you're not going to go and kill somebody, but if you have evil intentions, you will be like Cain. But if you are righteous, if you intend to love everybody, even if you don't agree with them, you might be hated by the world. And what does he mean by the world? Right? The world, when the Bible speaks about the world, it's not speaking about the physical planet Earth, but it's speaking about the people that are in the world that have not known Christ, that have not known Jesus, and not necessarily, because there's a lot of good people out there that don't know Christ, good intentioned people. So it's really talking about the people that are evil, right? So when the Bible mentions the world rejected Christ, the world didn't know him, that means that it's talking about the people that are doing evil, the people that are not doing good in this world. And there's people out there that fit that category, right? Continues to say this, the way we know we've been transferred from death to life is that we love our brothers and sisters. So he's saying, we know that we've gone from death to life, from evil to goodness, is that we love each other. When we show that we love each other. Anyone who doesn't love is as good as dead. And anyone who hates a brother or sister is a murderer, and you know very well that eternal life and murder don't go together. So he's saying, if you love, you are, it's equating it to eternal life. And if you hate, it's equating it to death, right? And so, hate is a very, to me, it's a very strong word. I always teach my students, don't say I hate him, or I hate her, or I hate this, or I hate that. Use a different term. Say, I dislike this, I dislike that. And so, because hate, promotes a lot of different bad emotions, I would say. It promotes a lot of bad feelings or bad intentions, and we always, we relate the word hate to different evil things, like a hate crime, or there's this person hates this other person, or this group hates this other group, and they acted out of hate, and so it's not a good term, and really, Jesus told us we shouldn't hate anybody. We should love even our enemies. We should love the people that we don't agree with, and that's why John here is saying, anyone who hates his brother or sister is a murderer. And you know that eternal life and murder don't go together, because he's referring to what Jesus said, right? Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount that, when we don't have to go out and kill somebody. We just have to, in our own mind and in our own heart, we hate that person and we kill them that way. It goes on to say, this is how we've come to understand and experience love. Christ sacrificed his life for us this way, for us. This is why we ought to live sacrificially for our fellow believers and not just be out for ourselves. If you see some brother or sister in need and have the means to do something about it, but turn in a cold shoulder and do nothing, what happens to God's love? It disappears, and you made it disappear. Very harsh words here, right? But it's basically saying, if you see somebody who's in need, and you don't help them, and you can help them, you have the means to help them, but you don't help them, then you are not showing love. That hits us all home. That hits home to all of us, right? Because we've done it before. We've seen somebody in need. We don't necessarily need to know the person, but many times we do know the person. We see somebody in need and we don't help, so we're not showing love because we're looking the other way. When somebody out in the street, and I know there's people out there on the street that, you'll find them all over and they're asking for money or whatever. And we can't help everybody we come across, right? But when we know we can do it, and we don't, that's the problem, right? I know I have a couple of, dollars in my pocket. I can spare those for this person who's in need. And sometimes we become judges and we say, well, if I give my money, right? This person is going to use it for something bad, like drugs or something. So I'm not going to give him my money. Well, it's not my money, first of all, right? It's God's money, because he lets us use it. And anyways, and we shouldn't, we do what's right. And if that person doesn't do what's right, then it's not on us, it's on them, right? And so it finishes by saying, my dear children, it's not just talk about love. Let's practice real love. This is the only way we'll know we're living truly. Living in God's reality is also the way to shut down debilitating self-criticism, even when there's something to it. For God is greater than our worried hearts and knows more about us than we do ourselves. What he's saying here is sometimes we feel pity on ourselves. And we feel sorry for ourselves, and we walk around saying, I'm sorry, I'm not good enough. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. And we kill ourselves doing that, right? He says, don't do that. And friends, once that's taken care of and we're no longer accusing or condemning ourselves, we're bold and free before God. We're able to stretch out our hands and receive what we asked for, because we're doing what he said, doing what pleases him. Again, this is God's command, to believe in his personally named Son, Jesus Christ. He told us to love each other in line with the original command. As we keep his commands, we live deeply and surely in him, and he lives in us. And this is how we experience his deep and abiding presence in us by the Spirit he gave us. So once we stop feeling bad about ourselves and we stop condemning ourselves, we have the freedom to say, God, I need this. Please help me. I need this so that I can help somebody else, so I can love somebody else. And that's what this is all about, right? That we love each other and that we show love. And it's something that we need to do more, show love, especially for those that offend us, those that are different from us, those that are not the same as us. And, and let's not promote hate. Let's not promote, put downs or things that will offend people. Let's just love people. If we have nothing nice to say, let's not say it at all. Let's just love. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.